So, my name is Penny Higgins. I do a lot of things, but one of them is I operate Mew Mew House, which is a hospice and retirement home for cats. Because of the time of year, a lot of people got some new furry family members, and I'm seeing all over Facebook people crying out, "How do I introduce my cat, my existing cat, to the new kitten?" Or it doesn't necessarily have to be a kitten, but a lot of times the question is, what do I do when I already have a cat and I'm bringing in another one? Well, fortunately for you, I have a lot of experience with this because there's cats coming and going all the time. Before I go on, I like to know where everybody is. So if you could, please put in the chat or in a comment where you are. Where are you watching from? And I don't mean your living room. I mean what town, what continent, what country. I don't care. But I like to know where this message reaches. And I can't necessarily see every comment while I'm doing this live, but I will be going back and checking in all of these. This is currently streaming on YouTube and on LinkedIn and in my private Facebook group. So if you're there, let me know what you think. Also, if you're watching this live, please hashtag live in the comments so that I know you were watching it now. Or if you're watching it later, hashtag replay would be fantastic. Thank you so much. So, you got a new cat. And this isn't if you've got your first kitten ever. This is if you've got a new cat you're adding to a family where you've already got cats. In my house there are a few cats, and I bring in new cats regularly. It's what we do. So what's the best thing to do? Well, first of all, I don't even have a subtitle for it. Sometimes, or my experience has been, a lot of people say, well, I know this cat doesn't like other cats, or I know this cat is super social, or these cats are bonded. I can tell you that probably half the time, whatever you think you know about the cat, either the new cat or the one that you've already got, that may go right out the window. The first cat I had because he wanted to be an only cat. He was attacking other cats in the household, so he came to live with me. Everybody said, oh, he has to be an only cat. He has to be an only cat. Well, later on, he wound up having a brother and then another brother, feline, and he wound up being great and chummy with them. So don't let people's ideas of how a cat is behaving at the moment dictate how you think they will behave in your home. In fact, I have one cat now that was aggressive and attacking other cats in her former household, and today I catch her all snuggled up with the other cats in the little tiny cat bed. So all bets are off. So how do you accomplish that? How do you get them in the house? Well, we do try to use the 3-3-3 rule with cats, which is 3 days where they're freaked out, scared to death, and they're just like, what's going on? And then 3 days to be frightened, 3 weeks to kind of start getting a sense of where they might fit in, and then 3 months before they feel like they're at home. However, that can be variable. It really depends on the cat, and you have to observe the cat. But there are a few things you need to keep in mind. There's the big three. The big three things. You need to have patience. Don't get in a hurry. You need to make sure the new cat has resources that are its resources, so it's not competing. And you have to make sure the new cat has a place where it feels safe. So patience. Patience is coming to the whole, the cat's probably going to hide for at least a few days. They don't always, but most of the time they hide for a while. They're terrified. So don't get in a hurry. Leave the cat alone. Don't bother it. Just let it do its thing. Don't get in a hurry. Make sure it's safe. And that's okay. Make sure it's eating. which brings us to food and water. Make sure that there's a place for the cat to be where it's not competing against the resident cats for food and water. So that will mean setting up a private feeding station for the cat and make a big production of feeding the cat so the cat knows you're the one who's providing the food. All right. Because I kid you not, in my household, there's two humans and more than two cats. And the other human always wonders why the cats don't want to hang out with them. And it's because I'm the one who's feeding the cats, and the cats know it, so they always follow me around. So keep that in mind. Make a big production so they know that you're the one feeding them, but don't like throw the food at the cat. Yeah, eat the food. No, just put it out, say hello, do that thing. This is part of their resources that they need. Another important resource is, I put privacy here, but really give them their own litter box, at least initially. So wherever you have them, if you have them in a separate bedroom, which is ideal, a bedroom or a bathroom where you can shut the door, they have their own food, their own litter, it's safe, then that's what you want. Give them a private litter box because they don't like to be walked in on either. Over time, then they can start sharing all the food and everything. And really, adding a litter box at this point makes good sense because you should have at least one litter box per cat in the house. In fact, the dogma is one litter box per cat plus one. So you add a cat, you add a litter box anyway. There you go. You've figured it out. The next thing that they really need is a safe place to be. I always start out cats in a crate, and I have a very fancy crate that is actually a dog crate furniture. It's wooden, it's beautiful. That's where they usually start out because that becomes their private place. So that's their home, and they get used to it, and they go there when they're scared. And then over time, again, that 3 weeks to 3 months period, they stop spending any time in there because they don't need it anymore. They found another better place to be. So having a safe place for them to go where they can hide if they want to is super important. So coming back to the big three. If you've introduced or you are introducing a new cat to the household, yes, you'll hear people say, put them in a bathroom, swap clothes, make sure they can smell you, smell the other people in the house, smell the other cats in the house, any other animals, swap them, trade places and all of that. That's great. Do those things. But be patient. And some cats are going to be okay with meeting and sharing a family with a new cat. Some cats aren't, and that's okay. Don't be in a hurry. Patience. Make sure that they have food and water and a place to, they have their little facilities that they can use without having to compete with other cats. That's really important and makes them feel safe. So what I've learned is that a lot of times when people say, oh, well, this cat should be the only cat, it's aggressive towards other cats. In retrospect, these cats are coming from a situation where they were competing for resources, including the litter box. Take that away. That's not a competition. Okay? Don't make them compete for that. Make sure they have access to resources when they want them in a safe way. And lastly, make sure they have a safe place where they can hide. If they feel like they need to hide, don't get in a hurry. Back to patience. All of these things. And realize that it may take, for it to take a month or two for a cat to feel really comfortable with you is pretty normal. I've had cats take a year. I work with special needs and special situations, so that's normal. So, you can't get in too big of a hurry. But I've also had cats that integrated themselves within a week. They were like, yep, I live here now, my place. So you have to watch your animal and make sure that they're safe, take care of them, and let them dictate what they need. As long as they have their resources and you're patient and they have a safe place to go, it'll go just fine. If you enjoyed this, please like and share as you can, if you can on Facebook, or Actually, if you're in the Facebook group, you can't share because it's a private group. But you can do that on YouTube. You can share from YouTube. And if you're on LinkedIn, you can also share from there. Please comment if you've enjoyed what you saw. If you have any questions, please come check us out. Search for us on Facebook or Mew Mew House. Also, which you can see down here. There it is. Look for Mew Mew House. And on Facebook, we have Mew Mew House, and also the private group, the Pet Lovers Connection, is where this is being broadcast right now on Facebook. And also, you can search for PaleoPix on YouTube, and that's where this is also being broadcast. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your week. Happy New Year, happy new pets, and I will see you